Any discussion? Hearing none, please call roll.
Trustee Hacker.
Aye.
Trustee Lucas.
Aye.
Trustee Alekna.
Aye.
Trustee Paulsen. Aye. Supervisor Brady.
Aye, motion passes. Public comment. Anyone interested in speaking? At all, this is your time to speak.
Okay. My name is Ray Barnowski. My wife Julie and I, we live on 319 East York. Some of the old timers come up to the old Radnor building. I don't know if any kids know that, but anyway, that's where we're at. And I just came by because this gentleman came by and talked about adding or combining, if you will, something like that, with the Wayne Township Senior Center here. And my wife and I are part of Wayne Township, and we just love it. We think it's a great facility for us, for seniors. And I think that if it were opened up to at least some more residents here in West Chicago, for instance, my neighbor, we're going to try to get her out. I'd like her to be a part of this too. So expanding the program to include other residents of Winfield Township.
Thank you. Thank you very much, sir. Thank you.
Randy Raven, Wayne Township Supervisor. Just here to reiterate some of the things we spoke about last month. We've had Winfield Township residents come to us and suggest that they were hoping that you would approve such a intergovernmental agreement. And I asked if they would come here tonight, but far too many of them had already other plans, but they said I could represent them. I said, well, no, I'll say a few words. But the idea being, we have this opportunity to allow 100 more Winfield Township seniors to access our programs and get into activities such as this gentleman mentioned, and in discussions with our own board and our architect, we're going to look at adding another room for expansion to the senior center, about 900 or so square feet more programming through ARPA funds, as soon as we get our
Intergovernmental agreement.
well, it's not you. They want more. So we're making some adjustments, but the idea being is, as we grow, and if we happen to have this growth with you, more room would be necessary to accommodate some more programming. So it's something that everybody is in approval of, and we'll be moving forward come the spring. So again, I'll be here to answer any questions as you have the discussion if you decide to untable it and move on from that. Thank you.
Thank you. Let me clarify something that you was talking about, the ARCA funds. We haven't gotten our intergovernmental agreement with the county yet on that, so they're still in the process of actually drawing those up. So until we actually get that, we can't actually put forth to get any money from the county yet. So I just want to put that out there. That's the intergovernmental agreement I was thinking about. So just want to clarify that with the board so you understand what I'm talking about. Okay. Moving on. Oh wait, I'll introduce you later. Sorry. Review and approval of board audit reports. Sorry, I'm going to clarify this. Review and approval of board audit report for the amount of $323,029.85 to the end of January 10th, 2022.
So moved.
Motion by trustee Volz. Do I have a second?
Second.
Second by trustee Alekna. Any discussion? Hearing no discussion, please call roll.
Trustee Lucas.
Aye.
Trustee Alekna.
Aye.
Trustee Paulsen. Aye. Trustee Hacker.
Aye.
Supervisor Brady.
Aye, motion passes. Thank you. Unfinished business. Vote on intergovernmental agreement with Senior Center with Wayne Township. Just going back and looking at this, I did ask Erin, she's the director of the Senior Center, for a detailed list of what is actually provided at the Wayne Township Center. That was actually given to you guys, the synopsis of everything that's in there. detailed list, as well as the members and non-members that are going there. Non-members at this moment that do go there, that are Winfield Township residents that are 41, and members that, and obviously these are all Winfield Township, total of 73 altogether, but the grandfathered members are 2. So we would already have 73 members that would be on board, ready to go, you know what I mean? And so we then have to find the rest, so this would be up to 150. So you already have 73. Just throwing it out.
Can I throw something out here too?
Of course,
Because
discussion.
because we're supposed to vote on it, but as of the last meeting, we're still got this, as Supervisor Ramey said, it's still like on the table. So my question is, before we take it off the table and vote on it, I think we need to have an in-depth more discussion on this.
That's what we're doing right now, isn't it?
No, I mean like an in-depth discussion about having people come here and address this board about possibly using facilities in our township. My question, who have you contacted down in Warrenville or West Chicago at the park districts? Have you talked to anybody about combining their resources with our citizens in the township to make our own township senior center?
Like at their park district?
It's no different than going out of our township.
The only thing I have done recently is doing little seminars or one-off days type kind of deal, which I can discuss later, with West Chicago. Like, for example, we're working on doing a for seniors income tax services for them.
Right. But have you talked to anybody over there about combining programming that we basically can, we could use, if we could use their facility or Warrenville's facility to have our own center, incorporate them into it, having an IGA with Warrenville, West Chicago, use their facilities and basically probably be not even charged. They're citizens, I mean, they're citizens of the township. I mean, it's something to look into. I think before we get,
Have you?
yes, I have. And I'm willing to throw this out there that if the rest of the fellow board members, if they would be interested in a presentation, I can see if I can arrange for a presentation to see between Warrenville, West Chicago, and us to see what, if it's as good as Wayne or if it's better. I mean, it's something to look into.
Where exactly do you propose that this?
Hold
will
on,
be?
sir.
Let me, it's,
Hold on.
so in the conversations that I have to talk to the person down in Warrenville. I've already talked to the person over here at the Art Center.
Right.
So that answers your question. So I just answered your question.
Hold on.
So I just
I'm
answered
sorry,
your question.
Beg your pardon.
Yeah, so I just answered your question and probably be up here at the Art Center. So, I mean, it's something, I'm looking at it, all types of scenarios we have here. I still have a hard time with it. So let's just say we vote on this, we pass this tonight, where's $70,000 coming from? That's my question, where is it coming from?
Come out of the town fund.
Okay, here's my question, when we passed the budget last April, $70,000 for this type of expense, unless you're saying it's, so basically you take it out of reserves,
Correct.
because it's not on the line item we never voted on for, okay, I was just kind of curious about that. I don't know, what do you guys, I don't know, I just think it's worth, before we commit 100% to this, see what our other options are, it doesn't hurt. Why are we in such a hurry? I mean, if we were in such a hurry, well, then this should have been presented to us 3, 4, 5 months ago. So we could discuss it and go this route. I'm open to, we're talking big bucks here. To do the same type of principle, I know it's a lot of work. You're gonna have to have somebody from the township work with, these facilities.
Mhm.
So, I don't know, what do you guys
I
think?
agree 100%. $70,000 is a lot of money that we basically don't have if we're going into reserves to spend it. So I agree. We have to either keep
All right,
Researching
I'm just looking to keep our
options
options open,
Yeah,
see what it look, if it doesn't work and they
Yeah.
can't offer something, then let's take a look at this idea.
Yeah.
But I think we really need to have two places because, and this is just my experience, and if you have people down like in the southern part of the township, that may not, well, guess what? Now we can work jointly with here with West Chicago, Warrenville a couple of days, you get all this information out to the seniors. I think it's fine myself. That's just my opinion.
well, if you
I
can
can't-
organize a presentation, that would
Oh,
be great.
yeah, I mean, if you guys don't mind. I
Trustee
just,
Lucas?
Yeah, did you, call any taxpayers or did you not call, like, Howard, I asked you like last month, like, what is your plan to get the word out? Did you do anything like to get, because you said that before.
I was working with Erin,
Okay,
and Erin was working with her list and the list that I supplied you,
okay,
just speaking with the seniors, because they had many Christmas parties there at
right. So what was your plan though to get the word out?
word of mouth, which would be.
Okay, so, I have kind of a problem with this list because out of the like 31,
The 73.
32 members
there's no one
and
from Warrenville.
32 members and 41 not. Okay, there's not one person on here in Warrenville. It's all West Chicago within Winfield.
Right.
And then we also represent part of Wheaton, Naperville, Aurora, and Batavia. So I did call people, okay? I talked to senior citizens and I also called the Warrenville Park District. And they do not want to go in it. They want a senior center, but they don't want to drive to North Avenue and County Farm Road. It's too far for them. So I had talked to the Warrenville Park District. They have a senior program that they do every Tuesday, and they have a lunch. They've got programming, and they also have, of course, they're reduced because of the pandemic. They also have bus trips, and they have other functions there. And in the discussion, they said that they would love to do it 2 days a week or 3 days a week, but it's funding. And with the pandemic, they had to, lay off staff. So they had said that if we would give them money, and they also said that they let anybody come and they don't charge extra if you don't live in Warrenville. They said just $1 or $2 maybe. Have an IGA with look into, but if we look into making an IGA with our park districts who are already doing it and supplementing it, and if we go to two places, if we have, like, say, West Chicago and Warrenville park districts, and we're supplementing them, then we're going to be able to give our seniors what they want. And so, I think that's an excellent idea that you had as far as having like maybe a workshop or something and talking to the people in the park districts and talking to our seniors, because social, the psychosocial, it's important for seniors. That's why the pandemic was so hard on people. So I think if we have like two places and, like say Warrenville does Tuesday, so maybe they're also gonna have Thursday because we're supplementing them, and West Chicago will add a day. This is gonna give our seniors in their own community more places. So, and with the IGA, of course, they would have to know that anybody in the township can go if we're gonna be funding them.
Trustee Hacker? Any questions, concerns, comments?
I tell you, they do a wonderful job. Their little motto, they say, they really do live it. It's, there was 62 cars in the parking lot. They know the seniors in need. They're giving them food when they're leaving. It almost makes you choke up. So it's amazing what they do. And I went through, this is a lot to drop on somebody's doorstep. I gotta tell you, 4 o'clock when they get home. All right. This is something important. I like it a little earlier. Full time. I have my son swim team meets, everything else. So I didn't have time to go through the whole list. So I rolled the dice and I went through every 5th one that I could until I ran out of time. And it's just like, I ran into this gentleman here. He had a heartwarming story about his wife and his neighbor trying to get there. And then I went around the corner and there was another lady that said she hasn't been there in 2 or 3 years. She went on one bus trip. And then I got to one guy who thought I was trying to get them to go on a trip. So that was confusing, but you know, it's, everybody wants this and a lot of them are asking, what do we do here?
Yeah.
So
They want it local.
what do we do here? So, you
That's
know,
what we're trying to work on, yeah, we're trying to figure out.
But,
we've
you
been
know,
around for a while.
Yeah.
They have something, you know, and other people say, you know, like, do we really
I've
want?
only been in office since May, man. I don't know, how long have you been in office?
you were in office last year.
I'm sorry, I'm sorry. I've only been in this position since May, all right? So, let's, all of us have been in the position since May.
I'm taking ownership for this
Supervisor.
too.
Point of order.
Okay,
So, my whole point is, are we continuing to table this? We don't have a motion or anything on the table? No motion? No second? So what is,
So, you know what, I want to read something. I love Wayne's program. You know, Trustee Hacker and I had gone up there before, and I fell in love with it. They do so many things for their seniors. I was like blown away. But I want to say something that they have on all their activities, and I wrote this down. It says, as with all senior center activities, if you have not attended before, please contact us first, since many of our activities are well attended and have limited space or resources.
Yeah.
So if they're already limited and now we're gonna dump in more, and even though you said there's 71, like Sean had talked to somebody who'd only gone to one activity. And those, so those are just people that had been active anytime, like in the last, 5 or 7 years or something. You know, if they're already limited, then we're gonna end up dumping in another 100 or so people. And so I can't see doing that. I mean, it would be great if we had that here. But like I said, the seniors that I talked to don't want to travel that far. They want it local.
I make a motion that we table the vote on the
Table the table.
table the table. I make a motion that we table it till we have more information.
Second.
any further discussion?
Still doesn't mean we can't bring this back.
Right.
We'll go.
Well, it's tabling, so,
Exactly.
right. Please vote.
Trustee Bowles.
Aye.
Trustee Lucas.
Aye.
Trustee Alekna.
All right,
Trustee Hacker.
Aye.
Supervisor Brick.
Aye, motion passes. Grant discussion and vote, for the lawyer to pursue, 501c3.
Nice.
So where are we
Thank
on
you.
that? Oh,
Well, I sent a message to, our auditor, Tracy, and asked him how much it would cost to do everything. I basically sent them what our lawyer sent him. Our lawyer sent that says, hey, they can do everything from 1 to 7D for $3,000 to $5,000, everything, okay? He's saying he can do number 3, number 6, and number 7 for $3,000 to $5,000. That's not everything, okay? So, and then, from last meeting, Trustee Lucas and Trustee Hackard said they have somebody that's willing to do it for a lot cheaper. Everything there, but did you get I didn't get any information.
No, I didn't say, I had someone who did it for a lot, that's willing to do it for a lot cheaper. I talked to 2 people that had it done by an accountant for a lot less. And they both said they do not want to share their personal information. Yeah,
Okay.
so I have to respect that.
Understood.
I couldn't ask them, I'm sorry.
Okay,
I couldn't ask them.
okay.
I can go into reasons later if you want.
Let's talk to everybody. So question is, do we want to continue going for this 501c3 just because we go for a 501c3? If we get it, we still have to apply for grants. Just because we apply for a grant doesn't necessarily mean we get it. I just want to throw that out there. So,
what kind of grants can we get without a 501c3?
it's a very good question. Not very many, few and far between.
Oslo?
Very few and far
How
between.
about Oslo? Can you do that?
No, because that's only park districts and.
Well,
Hold on. I'm gonna ask Supervisor Ramey, Randy Ramey, to answer this question because he's here and he's very well versed in this topic. Okay, please, Supervisor
I
Ramey.
apologize.
No, it's fine.
Supervisor, you can apply for an OSLAD grant. It's open space
Mhm.
and land development and all that kind of stuff. So it's not just park districts, but secondly, they're 50-50 matches. So if you apply for a grant, say of $100,000, you're only gonna get 50, and you have to match it.
Got it.
So, I mean, but you can, as a governmental entity, apply for it, because, again, park districts are governmental entities, municipalities, so those are allowable.
But we have to acquire some more land. Yes, trustee.
So, maybe between like now and next month, you know, you could do some, work on this as far as what grants we can apply with, you know, as a governmental agency, what we need for a 501, 3C. If we're talking about supplementing park districts as opposed to doing our own senior center, and are we only gonna do that on a short-term basis or a long-term? And if we do it, if we say, hey, that's working for everybody, you know, are we gonna still want a senior center? I think those are, you know, kind of the questions we need to look into. Because, you know, I think it's great, but to spend $3,000 to $5,000 and not know what we're gonna do with a 501(c), I don't know if that's fiscally responsible either. So, is that something that you can do in the next month and find out, you know, and check, was it Downers Township, I think, opened up one recently? They're the ones who did it, I think, most recently, where, I know you guys, up in Wayne, but that might be a supervisor that you can check with. I'm so old and shaking.
Oh, was that the one we were at for the one meeting? They just opened that up?
Downers Grove, yeah.
Yeah,
They opened that up last year. They used grant monies from the village of Downers Grove. They did not use anything through the CARES Act.
okay,
With ARPA funds, what we do with the CARES Act funds is that the township gave money to the 501(c)(3), and then the county reimbursed the township with the CARES Act funds.
Yeah.
It made the process a lot easier
Yeah.
than what we had to do with what the beginning of that program started with. Okay, so, you know, getting a 501(c)(3) to keep accessing those types of grants would be very important.
and that one, if I remember right, you had to have the 501(c) for at least 6 months. So there weren't a bunch of, you know,
Right.
overnight places popping up for the money. So,
You'd have to act now if we wanted to get ARPA funds, because, but either way, our intergovernmental agreement for ARPA funds can come tomorrow.
Well,
But more than likely it won't, but I'm just saying it could.
there's gonna be 2 funding times for
Mhm.
ARPA funds, and you have 5 years to spend the money.
okay,
So if you were to create a 501(c)(3) now, and then have the 6-month period, I don't know if they're gonna put that in.
Right.
Because we're waiting on that information.
Right.
We asked them to make it easier to access the funds, and so that they took suggestions from the supervisors on that, which I sent in 2 weeks ago.
Yeah.
The idea being though is that the way it was set up, the easier way was to fund your 501(c)(3) and then get these reimbursed.
and it's just a one-time expense too, so if we just establish it and, you know, as we grow with this, then, you
So you're
know,
making
we
a
know
motion?
more. So I am making a motion that we do set up through the attorney. I don't know how you have it worded on here. All right, so, I motion that we have the township attorney set up a 501(c) for us.
I'll second that.
Okay, motion made by trustee Lucas, seconded by trustee Hacker. Any discussion? Please call roll.
Trustee Lightfoot.
I,
Trustee Hacker.
Aye.
Trustee Paulsen.
Aye.
Trustee Lucas.
Aye.
Supervisor Gray.
Aye, motion passes. Excellent. New business monthly financial investment report. That's information only. Board policy manual, I'm still working on. Some things came back from road district that I got. Now I just have to put little cross T's, dot I's, and send it over back to the lawyer to look at, and then we'll get it to you guys to review, and then go back from there. Yes, trustee.
You know, I'd like to see in there some, well, this is board policy, so is it board policy or township policy? I'm not sure what you're doing. But just something about hiring practices, because that, you know, the government jobs, so we need to make sure that we're hiring fair. And you had made like an announcement at last meeting that your Betsy was retiring and you had already hired someone. And I never saw that job posted anywhere. There was nothing on the township that we were looking for someone.
Yes, it was.
It was?
Oh, yeah.
Okay, I must have missed it then. Anyway, well, but I still think that that's something that we need to put in the manual, just to, you know, keep above board.
It's in the township manual.
It
It's
is?
just the
Good.
board policy manual.
Okay, good.
Department reports. We are going to be having a free income tax service for Winfield Township residents 55 and older. This is going to be placed many places, park districts, libraries here. We're working with the West Chicago Park District on this, as well as AARP. March 17th, 24th, 31st, and April 7th is going to be the times you got to call to set up an appointment with Claudia, and then she'll pencil you in, and she's going to make sure that the one thing we just want to check to make sure is that someone is going to be bilingual that will be able to be there during those times. Yes.
So if you're working with the West Chicago Park District, everything they send out like that, one side's English, one side's Spanish, will this be the same?
I can have Claudia work on that, yeah.
Yeah, because I'm looking at it all the time, like, okay, I read this side now. All right.
But like I said, I want to find out if Claudia actually, if the people that are working with the ARP do have a bilingual person that's going to be here. Otherwise, Claudia might have two people working that hopefully they'd be able to speak.
Before we do this?
I'm still in my department report.
Okay, I didn't know if you were.
That's cool. I also have Dina here. Dina, she's a new hire. She's my
I'm her new assistant.
Nice
Nice
assistant.
replacement. Hello.
Hello, nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you as well.
And Dina, how long was that posted on the website for? Do you remember? Do you recall? I believe I interviewed at least
I came in
5 people.
October.
Yeah.
And it was on there.
Good, good to hear.
Quite a few people. General assistance, 185 calls, 55 calls to different agencies, 303 emails, 20 people in person meetings, 9 for Lockheed. 50 kids received Christmas presents for Christmas things. 4 kids got to shop with a cop. 3 approved emergency assistance clients. 1 approval for pastor's funds. 1 client is waiting to receive pastor funds. We're just waiting on her documentation, some documents that we've come in. Our bus had 62 riders and 102 stops. Total for the whole year of 2021, 488 riders and 1,045 stops. Rider page, I only have the update through October. They did 6 riders at this time. Working on the spring newsletter, and that's about it for my department reports. Yes.
We're gonna jump back up here to item 6. What is it, you guys wanna do this at night or during the day, a meeting?
Whatever
How about I do that with everybody later, and we can figure out if I want to do a special meeting.
I'm available at any time.
All right, I know Tuesdays can't do Tuesdays. Okay.
I'll send out an email and we can figure it out, okay? Trustee Lucas?
Yeah, when I had called Warrenville Park District and I was talking to them, and they did not know about Claudia and their services, so they actually would love to have her come on Tuesdays. They bring in different speakers, and just so she can talk to the seniors about what's available.
Cool.
I can forward you that information on them.
Great.
In fact, the flyer,
You also
probably email them the flyer too on the.
Yeah.
Yes.
Good
Bye,
night, everyone.
Dina.
Should we hold off on publishing that the flyer that you're looking at until we find out if we're gonna be partnering with the senior thing, so we can announce something?
No, because she's already made,
Okay.
with AARP and everything like that, she's
Oh, I
already
got
made
you,
the
okay.
definite
Alright.
decisions. She's been working on this since
I understand.
October, so. German,
Second.
all in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, say nay.
Mosquito.
7:31.
I got a meeting tomorrow, this is our new update.
Oh, you're on that abatement team now?
Thank you.
I mean, if we could grow up and be a Wayne Township, that would be incredible.
Well, if you do something with the park district, it becomes a park district program, not necessarily a township program, but you can work out the same kind of intergovernmental, if you want to help fund them. The only difference is that they don't have people specifically for seniors, they're just park district employees. So they don't necessarily.
Please don't,
have
Jason,
anything-
please sign this.
Oh, yeah.
I guess that would be up to our idea.
Well, if you're gonna hire more people, it's gonna be more cost. Because we already have people staffed and ready to go. The thing you read earlier, the programming, of course, we have limited programs because we only do one. We've already discussed adding more programming, so that wouldn't really apply. If more people were coming in, we'd have
And
2
staff.
days, if we'd have more staff, and we have 2 more days for. or
That's
2
part of
days
the
to say-
$70,000.
Right, if you're adding to, instead of 1 exercise class a week, we'd have 2. You have 1 IT, we'd have 2.
Right.
We have the room to do that.
And just, the biggest hurdle is the distance.
Have a transportation system here, you have a bus, so you can bring people from
Oh, that's our
Waterville
bus.
up to Winfield, up to Wayne, and we're gonna have our bus.
6 years?
Oh,
That's all?
I wanna say, yeah.
The meeting is
So-
adjourned, right?
I talked, this is just.
Violation of open
This
meeting
is
law.
all in violation of the Open Meetings Act. The meeting is adjourned.
I'm not discussing anything with anyone else, I was discussing with someone from the general public.
There you go.
Still, it's the,
But we're here.
Oh, well, I didn't even know if you were paying attention, was it, were you talking that loud?
giving the impression of,
We're talking about stuff regardless.
come on, Supervisor Ramey, you know what it was.
You weren't discussing policy, so it's not intergovernmental,
Yeah.
it's not a governmental.
But this is the go-to guy.
Like I said, we can grow up and be
I
like
couldn't
me.
answer questions in your meeting because you did,
Hey, yeah, that's true.
and that was that because I already made my statement, so there you go. So, it's all good,
It's still recording.
yeah, right?
So technically, they can talk and report us to anybody.
They could. Oh, well. You didn't hear anything from Dennis, did you? On the- That's,
I haven't heard anything about this thing.
okay. I didn't either.
But I did send something to John.